Yo, yo, yo. Reverse polarity. It's me, your boy, HifiVega. The man who eats salads is joining me tonight. AKA the Parts Express pimp. The man who once said, I'm giving away a Dayton DSP tonight. What's up, Gene?
What's going on, man? You ever watch James Corbin?
Yes, I do.
So Reggie, the singer guy, I don't know why he does this, but the last couple nights he's sitting over there while they're and he's eating a salad. I'm like, I know, but it's just funny. It's like, you got 1 hour to do this show, and that's the hour you decide to eat your salad. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you, man? Like,
maybe he goes for a run too before the show.
I don't think he runs. He does have a Porsche, but I think that's the only thing. Pardon me. I think that's the only thing he's running.
I do dig the shirt. I gotta say, I made an order.
Did you?
But like, I'm not gonna be able to wear the shirt. It only comes in 2X.
Oh, really?
It's the biggest size, yeah. So.
Oh, that sucks. Well, it's incentive. It's incentive to eat salads.
Yeah.
I don't think it would matter. For those of you that don't know, if you're a WireCare, if you go to wirecare.com/5*, so wirecare.com/5*, if you spend $25 on anything, you get the Get Jacked t-shirt. So by all means, we don't get anything for it other than we got a free t-shirt. Like, they don't pay us. They were a great sponsor for Christmas, so thank them for that. Because they gave someone that really nice starter kit. Fernando just scoured through the catalog and was like, because Fernando called them up and said, hey, you guys want to participate in the 12 Days of Christmas? And they're like, yeah, sure. What do you want? Fernando goes, okay, give me a day. Because it was like, he wasn't expecting them to say yes. So it's like, he went through and he was like, all right, so what do you think? I was like, I don't know, man. That's all you just pick stuff you think people want. And the guy was like, all right, well, because Fernando's like, send me black. And he goes, don't you need red? And he's like, yeah. Oh, yeah, send me the red.
Yeah, send it all. You know what I do like? And I haven't used this before, but they have clean cut braided sleeving.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't fray. Is that what you use?
No.
But I ordered. That's what I spent the money on. I was like, dude, I have to try this.
Oh, it's so nice. It is so nice. No, we don't use that because we go through so much of it that it would cost you $1 million to have us install an amplifier. So I literally have to get the most cost-effective.
Right.
It's like, okay, don't use braided loom or use braided loom, but get the most reasonably priced version of it. So I really have to get. The problem is like doing the way we do installs. It's like, yes, we charge a decent amount to do that, but we still have to keep it within reason, So like people are like, why don't you use colored loom? And it's like, because black is the most affordable. If we started using like yellow stripes and red stripes and all that stuff, you can get a decent amount of it on like Alibaba and stuff like that, but it still doesn't work in the production environment that we're in as far as having to churn this stuff out like butter.
30 or 50 cents a foot more, that can add up quick.
Adds up super quick,
especially as much as you guys use.
Oh, dude! So like where the table saw is, that area there, that little cabinet that's where the top of the table saw is. That's where we keep all our stuff. So that's like, it's like, because like when we buy heat shrink, we buy 3 rolls of heat shrink at a time. And it's like when we buy the Flexi Loom, you're placing a big order of this stuff. And it's like, geez, we had to buy plastic the other day. Oh my God. A sheet of 1/4-inch ABS is $90.
Jeez.
I was like, holy shit. Jeez. Rethinking that, going back to wood thing.
No kidding.
And then I was like, well, wood ain't that much cheaper. But yeah, I was like, wow, $90, man. So yeah, I mean, everything is getting more expensive. There's no doubt about it. So there's no reason to think that. But so you just try to be as frugal as you can when pricing things out. It's like, I'm always like, okay, I need this. And it's like, okay, so let's find the best way to make this happen. And yeah. So, well, but go ahead.
I was gonna say, I did catch on the Instagram live stream where Nando was trying to clean up, and you guys got a lot of stuff in there, man. for such a small space.
Well, that's the thing. Everything we try to organize as much as possible. So it's like, it's funny too. Those stupid Pioneer boxes. It's one of the things that I absolutely hate. I love because they fit. You know, it's what we needed. But we've slowly but surely, like that whole area used to be packed. Like if you look at some of the older videos, it was like all of it was packed. And so I have a rule that if we don't go into a box in a year, if it's something that isn't like if it's something car related, like, you know, like we have a box of casters, you know, that come off toolbox. It's like, I could probably just take these home and throw them in the garage. You know, it's like I don't need to have them there. But if there's something karate related and we haven't gone to that box in over a year, then we just throw the whole box away. You know, so it's like
I get like I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I really hate clutter. It feels so good to me to just get stuff out of here. But being on YouTube, like you need props, you need to be able to show this. So it's a constant battle.
So those cabinets that we bought for the back wall, which it was like the best investment ever. The company that made those, that whole row of cabinets was like $900.
Yeah.
And I was like, how much? Yeah, I'm buying those, man. I mean, and I was like, that's $900. But dude, they're so nice cabinets. And the plan is to eventually, once I recoup first quarter tax roll, tax payments from this year, is to eventually start just taking everything out and going to those cabinets because they look really, really nice. But you know, baby steps.
You talking about this whole thing? This whole thing?
Yeah, nice Vega. Yeah, I know, right? Look at that.
I got the bigger lens, so I figured I got to show something else off.
Yeah, no, and that's perfect, man. Stroker, baby. Little Billy Squire action. Stroke me. You
can't even get IKEA. Hey, I went to my first IKEA. What was it, 2-3 weeks ago?
Oh wow, really?
Dude, I've never been because we don't have any local.
Yeah, it's like going to Disney.
Yes, it is. And my wife, like, she's a plant freak. So all the fake plants. We only had an hour. I had to rush her through. I was like, hey, I don't know.
Oh yeah, an hour ain't enough.
Like, this place is so big. We got to grab what you get. If you want it and you want it, just grab it. We'll go pay for it.
Right. But that's not how it works.
Yeah, I know.
So you didn't get a chance to eat the meatballs?
They were closed. That's the one thing I wanted to go for.
Oh my gosh. You can actually buy them in the frozen food section and take them with you.
I know. I should have done that.
And you got to get that 99-cent ice cream cone on the way out.
Oh man. You can't beat a 99-cent ice cream cone.
Oh no, it's like the best.
I look like a guy that passes up a 99-cent. Oh, what's up, Scott?
Yeah. What was it? What was that? I was talking to, you know, it's funny how Mark is talking about they've been on a stock on nearly everything for like 9 months. And it's like every week when we do the news Friday morning, it's just like, you know, all right, we got to put that. It's like, all right, we got this one crappy story about like somebody's out of stock, a building's burned down, a boat has dropped its thing, a boat has turned sideways. There's something blew up, or somebody's raising their price. And it's like, it's just become the new norm. It's like, you know, and then I'll have these manufacturers and I'll talk to them and they'll be like, well, you know, but yeah, I know we do a news show. Like I literally follow all these stories just so we can report on them and tell people it's like, look, everyone, just relax. There's only so much we can do and we'll do the best we can. And I think at this point, everyone kind of gets it. It's like, there's only so much.
Well, I think the manufacturers are, you know, they know the price is absurd. So they're coming with you with like see what had happened was they just hit you with it right up front because they know you want to know.
You're talking Ant-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
For what has happened was, oh my God, that is the best, dude. I love that. That's the best part of Ant-Man. Like, I love that guy. It's like, oh, let's let this guy talk. I wish he was in more of the other ones just so he could say, like, bro, check this out, man.
Yeah. Well, he's us. He's like us. He's like, he's not supposed to. He's all right. He's
not
exactly
supposed
like
to
me.
be there.
He's like me on the Kicker live stream. Like, I'm not supposed to be here, but I am, and I'm gonna be like, hey, check this out. Check this out.
All right, Mark, I'm gonna throw it out to you. If you want to come hang out with us one Thursday night, just let Vega know when, and we'll have you on, and we'll talk We'll talk smack. We'll talk family. We'll
Yeah.
talk all the fun stuff, and at the end, we'll get to some car stereo stuff. But if you want to come on and hang out with us one Thursday night, by all means,
that'd
you're
be a blast.
welcome to do it. I would love to have you on the show. You can email Vega at
HifiVega@gmail.com.
But yes, we'd love to have you on just to shoot the crap, man. No stress on this show whatsoever. And speaking of no stress on the show, did you do a poll this week?
I did a poll. Let me pull it up here.
You know, I intentionally don't look for these because I love to be surprised.
Surprise. That's the best way to do it, man.
Oh, I love it. I love being surprised.
All right.
All right, what do we got? Oh, okay. And I did catch up on Winter Soldier this week.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah. What new superhero show are you feeling the most right now? Doom Patrol. Nobody watches Doom Patrol.
I know, dude. You recommended it to me. Like, if you recommend something to me, I'm gonna at very least try it. And
yeah,
I'm like 7 episodes in. I will say that after watching the Snyder Cut, like, I kind of love Cyborg, but then you get like the B version of Cyborg in this, and it's kind of it's kind of weird. Outside of that, I really love the show.
Yeah, and that's the funny part. It's like you get the B version of. I just don't think of it as the same guy.
You can't. It's
it's like Cyborg 2.0, or 0.5. But Doom Patrol is awesome, guys. And I just saw season 3. They're filming season 3 right now, so we are going to get a season 3, which I hopefully will either wrap it up or lead us into 4th season, and that'd be spectacular too. Because the end of season 2 is shorter, but it's a huge cliffhanger.
Oh, and I haven't even seen the first one. I will say Brendan Fraser kind of makes the show for me.
Oh, he does. You know, he drops the F-bomb more than I could possibly ever drop the F-bomb in the show. All right, so Falcon Winter Soldier is obviously killing it. WandaVision, you know, hey, whatever. Yeah. I did watch Invincibles. That's right.
How far did you get into it?
I watched the whole thing. Are you kidding me?
I'm still on the 2nd episode because I started watching Doom Patrol.
Okay, Doom Patrol is way better. There's no doubt about it. Doom Patrol is way better. But no, I binge watched Invincibles last weekend. That's what I do, man. Dude, Saturday night, I get home and it's like, all right, what am I going to watch? So I watched. All right, so as far as the poll goes, that list is 100% correct. Although I will say the Falcon and Winter Soldier has 2 episodes to like get back on track. Because I feel like the last episode was just kind of like, yeah, we all knew that was going to happen. We have to see that. You know? Yeah. I was just kind of like,
I don't know how I feel on Falcon and the Winter Soldier yet.
Right. I agree.
Out of these, if I had to pick one show that I would recommend over any of them, it's kind of a tie between WandaVision and The Boys. I liked WandaVision. I didn't like the way it ended. No. WandaVision's a very good journey. It didn't end well. But
I found a lot of humor and a lot of that was Ed. What's up, Ed?
Yeah.
Sparky Spark. I enjoyed WandaVision. I didn't at first, and I liked honestly, I liked the B cast in WandaVision the best. Because I like the girl from Two Broke Girls that was also in Thor.
Yeah.
And the Woo cop from Ant-Man. Like those 2 guys, give them a show. Give those 2 people a show.
Oh, like a buddy cop show?
Oh my God. Just a buddy, like she's the guy that like she's his smart person and he has to go like solve stupid stuff. Those 2 guys would be awesome together because
she's like, I got a little bit of a crush on her. She's
totally understand. So, pardon me. It's funny you say that because the first movie I ever saw her in was one of Haley's Hilary Duff movies called Raise Your Voice. Raise Your Voice. It was when Hilary Duff was like all the rage and everyone was like, oh my God, it's Hilary Duff. So like we had Haley was like, oh my God, Hilary Duff. So we had to watch all that. So she was in Raise Your Voice and like she was this nerdy piano player that like ends up hooking up with this boy and just like totally like does that like, you know, preacher's daughter move on him. And it was hilarious. But, you know, and then she gets that Two Broke Girl thing. It's like, oh, she's older now.
Oh, I seen her in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
She was in that?
She was the stepdaughter.
See, I that was one of those movies where I watched just because everyone said you had to watch it. So I ticked that box and moved on because you should watch it. It's got like a lot of those character things in it, like the toy things. And
Dude,
I'm like,
I love that. I love the part like where he's like, where they send him the hooker that ends up being a transsexual person, and then he goes back and he's like, "Do you guys even like me?" that part killed me.
So I watched this week, and I also watched the last Blockbuster.
Oh, excellent! I watched that
Netflix
the first weekend it come out.
I tried to, but Haley yelled at me, and then she fell asleep watching it, and I was like, "Really, really?" And that just made me sad. It really just made me sad because I was like, oh, man, like Blockbuster was such a big part of growing up, and to think that failed. And not because of Netflix, like everyone thinks. Like we finally got, this is why it failed. Too many people had their hands in their pot and they just ran out of money. And when the world stopped in 2006, 2007, they couldn't keep up, you know. But if you think, you know, when they posed the question of like, if that wouldn't have happened, would we be watching Netflix or would we be watching Blockbuster? And I think the answer would have been, we would have been watching Blockbuster.
Yeah, well, you know, they were competing with them, and I remember because my mom was getting the Blockbuster by mail, and I was like, "Yo, I do Netflix by mail. You got to do." And she's like, "Well, I could just take them to the store." And I was like, "Well, I guess that's pretty good." You know?
I was doing Blockbuster by mail because if you took them back to the store on time, you could just get another movie.
Yeah, that's what she said.
So I was like, dude, I literally just had a constant stream of movies that was just like, this is the best. Heck yeah. You know, I'm never gonna need it. And then I was like, oh, we're going out of business. No.
Right.
And now, so the problem I have now is the serendipity of finding a movie to watch. It's like, okay, so it's like, I'm sure we all do the same thing. You go to Blockbuster, you go to Netflix, and you're like, boop, 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 nothing. Okay, you go to Amazon Prime, boop, 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 nothing. You go to Hulu, boop, boop, nothing. You know, it's like, HBO Max, boop, 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 seen it. Okay, and then you're like, let's start over and look at documentaries.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, like Haley wanted to watch this one on the Cecil Hotel in California where this girl had been like disappeared. It was a 4-part series, and she was
on
like,
Netflix.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's not worth watching. Actually, it's funny. Whatever it was about wasn't what it was about. What it was about was these. So the premise of the story was Canadian girl comes into town, bipolar, doesn't take her drugs, ends up going missing. She accidentally killed herself by jumping into the water tank of the hotel. I've ruined it for everyone. Okay. What had happened is the LA police were trying to figure out what had happened. They find video footage of her in the hotel. They released the video footage of it. They do what they typically do. Like they slowed it down. They obscured the time thing. Well, the internet got a hold of it. And the internet, all these internet sleuths, what they kept calling them, were like, oh, and what the movie really was kind of a retrospective on what really happened, what the internet was thinking was happening, and you know, this poor girl's life. And you saw it from these 3 perspectives simultaneously, and you were like, oh, well, this is cool because this is what happens when like right now, we're going through a lot of that right now with like people making dumb decisions in their life and hurting other people. And then these people over here that don't know the whole story are just condemning the shit out of them. And it's like, that to me was what it was about. And it was like, I enjoyed it once I figured that out. And I was like, oh, this is really cool, you know? But,
and I know now that you explain it, I know the story because I've listened to it through a podcast.
Yeah.
And
sorry about that.
Oh, whoa.
That was Haley. My bad.
Haley, what are you doing? No, but I heard the story on Stuff They Don't Want You to Know.
Yeah.
It's a podcast, and they covered that, and it was pretty interesting. So I might actually check that out.
Yeah. I enjoyed it because of the way they did that, and just really kind of put in light that, like, don't always judge a book by the cover because you might not have all the pages. So sometimes just like, and that's what they found out as time went on. These internet people figured out that like, oh man, we were like, it's all this, it's a conspiracy. Yeah. They're doing this. And then as they slowly found out more of the facts, they were like, oh my gosh, we were like totally wrong. And like, we condemned this guy that wasn't even there. And we did all this bad stuff. And it was like, and there's no repercussions at all to any of them. And it was like, you know, there was this one guy in it that like they ruined this guy's life. Like they literally ruined his life. Like Google canceled his account, Facebook canceled his account, Instagram canceled his account. Like and he wasn't even there. He wasn't even there. And they just totally like destroyed his life. And it was like, you know, like to the point where this guy tried to kill himself. You know, it was like, wow. And yes, we are going to talk about car stereo. Sorry.
We started off talking about car stereo. So I don't
we did
today. Yeah.
Oh, what did we talk about?
We're talking about braided sleeving and.
Oh, yeah. We did the wire care. Get jacked. Yeah. Bought my first kicker key, putting in my wife's 2001 Corolla Nightshade hatch. Can't wait. Hope you guys are doing well. We will try. You do good. I will tell you this: if you put it in and you set it all up, and it doesn't steer to the center like it's supposed to, okay. The reason why it would do that is because the all-pass filter is too high. There's two things you can try. One, put the microphone in the center of the car, take some blue tape, go between the two headrests, make a nice bridge, redo it again with the microphone in the center of the car, let it do its thing, and then when it gets done, turn time alignment off, okay? And see if that helps. The only time you'd have to do that is if you do it and it just continuously steers the wrong direction and it's not going to the center of the car. Not all pass filters will affect the kicker key. Some of them will, just because of where they're at in the music stream there. So
you could use a key lock inline though, right?
You could use a key lock inline, but honestly, if the all pass filter is doing what it's supposed to do, then there'd be no point. Just let it do what it's doing and just EQ it towards the center and you'll be fine. You know, you could also just
win.
With the boring life trying to T-tap into reverse polarity.
Nice.
Oh, that was the best. We did film a boring life though. We will have out this Saturday, so we're back on task. Haley can't. I left it to Haley to come up, and she did what everyone else does. She went immediately to Instagram and said, "Give us your questions." I was like, "We're gonna do a Q&A show." Awesome. So
thanks, bro.
Yeah. Other thing too, you could try is just immediately just don't turn the whole thing off. Just turn off the time alignment. See if it fixes it. But
before we get into full car audio mode, or the giveaway, whatever. I want to pitch you on an idea.
Pitch it.
We need a YouTube movie talk channel.
Oh, totally.
And we can have guests on it.
Oh, yeah. I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm down.
We need to set that up. That would be...
Should we do it live or pre-record it?
Either.
Yeah. I'm down either way. You let me know when we want to do this, who we want to have on, and I'm totally into it. Because I mean, clearly we could fill up an hour. I mean,
right? Easily.
So if anybody in the comments is interested in that, let us know because we'd totally be down with doing it. And I understand that it's like we know you come here for car audio, but I assume at 20 some odd episodes that we're into this, at this point, you figured out kind of the format for what's happening here and you're cool with it, whether you're just come to hang out with your friends in the comments or you're actually listening to what we're saying. But we've talked about this, the three of us, I think, in the background. And it seems like a really cool idea. I mean, because I'm a movie guy. I'm straight up movie guy. I was a movie guy long before I was a movie watch club. Give everyone a heads up. Yeah. See, that would be it. Like book of the month club, be like movie of the bi-week club. So do it like maybe every 2 weeks.
Exactly what I like. We're gonna watch this movie next week.
Yeah, and then
everybody join live, and
we'll talk about it. And you can in the comments I'm down. Oh God, I'm so down. Because before COVID, that's what Haley and I were doing on The Boring Life. We have a playlist of where we would go to the movies and we would, watch the movie and then we get out in the car and we talk about it. Pardon me. Oh God, that was terrible. And That was the Total Haley thing. You guys would know that if you watched The Boring Life.
Yeah, let me enhance the burp sound, please.
Oh, dude, she's a total nerd. All right, of course you know, dude. Hey, man, if they got an EQ in the process in the video editor, I'm gonna have fun with it. You know? So I got 31 bands to make a burp sound like a burp. But yeah, that's what we used to do before COVID. I kept telling her, I was like, dude, we need to do this. It's just like Netflix. And she's just like, I'm not feeling it. And I'm like, I'm not feeling it because I know you won't make it through the whole movie. You're going to fall asleep. Yeah. But I will say this, what I am going to watch. So I'm trying to get everything done. So tomorrow night I can come home because tomorrow's the 16th and Nobody, the movie Nobody.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen the previews for that? Think of it as Bruce Willis from Red and Mr. and Mrs. Smith, kind of a concept where he was a bad guy in a future life, but got a family. And it basically would have been John Wick if it would have had to turn out and wife and kids, if they would have had wife and kids.
Is this an HBO Max movie?
No. This is in the movie theater right now.
Oh, okay.
It's called Nobody. So it's basically the story if John Wick would have, if his wife wouldn't have died of cancer. Okay. And they would have had kids and family and all this other stuff. So it comes out, it's in the theater right now, but it comes out on, like, you can rent it tomorrow. And I'm dying to see it.
I have to check it out.
Like, I'm like, oh my God.
And I'm hyped for Space Jam. I'm super hyped for Space Jam.
Screw Space Jam. Have you seen the new trailer for Fast and Furious?
The newest one? No, I haven't.
The newest one that they just released.
I love that. Fast and Furious is my guilty pleasure.
That new trip. So it's coming out like June 25th is the release date now. But they just came out with the new trailer 2 or whatever it's called. Yeah. And oh my dude, you're just like, oh my God. I'm just
yeah, we have DC, we have Marvel, and then the other superheroes are Fast and Furious.
100%. And dude, and the trailer starts out like that, where you have the one dude that always whines. He's going, bro, man, we took out this, we took out that. I'm not even going to talk about the sub we took down. You know, and you're just like, but yeah, Fast 25 for sure. All right. So are we ready to talk car audio?
Yeah, man. We're ready to talk a giveaway.
Let's talk about it. So before we get deep into whatever it is we're going to talk about next, we're kind of at like the halfway point. So new Fast and Furious looks so silly. I can't wait for opening night. Exactly. Like who cares? It's beyond, at this point. At this point, it could be the dumbest movie ever. I don't care. I just want to go see something and just be like, it's so. Yeah. Did you watch? Sorry, we'll get to that. Did you watch Kong vs. Godzilla yet?
Yes. I mean, you have to.
Okay. So did we talk about that last week? I don't know. Probably not.
No. We didn't talk about it, but it like, okay, it's not a good movie, but it's fun.
Terrible movie.
It's very fun. It's a fun watch.
Dude, it's professional wrestling with giant things. Like, and like Fernando goes, what's it like? And I go, because they watch wrestling. And I go, dude, it's professional wrestling with Godzilla and King Kong and this big freaking robot. That's exactly what it is. He's like, no. I go, dude, no, it is. It is totally like from the get-go. It's like John Cena versus The Rock, and just like boom, here we go. And he's like, really?
That's exactly what it is.
Oh, I said the human side of it, dumbest ever. Like, whatever they got paid, run to the bank and lock it away fast because.
Why do y'all keep letting the Stranger Things girl just go wherever she wants?
And I mean, like, here, we just want you in the movie. Well, I don't know what to do. We don't either.
Just go to Japan.
China. Go to China. Go from Florida to China in a hole in the ground that no one knew we built.
Yeah.
I think, and who knew? There's a hole to the center of the earth. Didn't know that. It's crazy.
Oh man, yeah. Okay. We all right.
Go ahead.
Let's go car audio now.
Let's go car audio. You sure?
Let me share the screen and I'll show you. So we decided we should do 3 people, and then we're just going to do it the Dean way.
Yes.
And we're going to pick one of these 3 out of the hat. So.
Oh, hold on. News flash right here, real quick. Rick and Morty season 5, June 20th.
Oh,
that's what E Bud is telling us. E Dud, whatever. E guy with the cool Rockford earphones. That's the happiest thing ever, right there.
Yeah. Morty. Can't beat it.
All right, so here we go.
I have 3. I have them picked out right here.
So he picked the 3 names. So okay, we did a conglomerate where we both kind of read the stories and we came up with the 3 people that you can't see the third one. So these are the 3 guys that win the first round.
Your OCD.
Yeah, I was fine with it. I've done enough of this. I'm good. I'm kind of over the whole giveaway thing, but
is there an echo?
yeah. So anyways, those are the 3 guys that made the first cut. So he has those there. Over here, I have 1 through 3 in this cool little container here. The second draw is going to be the winner. All right. So for those of you that don't know, or like, what am I missing? We're giving away the Dayton DSP to one lucky winner, because of a comment that I got put into, and go watch last week's episode. But either way, to kind of like introduce somebody to DSP, I understand its place, even though I'm not a fan of the product. I totally get why people want to buy it, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it. It doesn't mean I have to like it. You know, just like I'm all for Samsung's new 5-camera phone. I'm never going to own it, but I'm all for it. I mean, you know, hey, if it gets you an 8K video that you can't put anywhere, go, bro. Do it. So, what we got?
I'm going to sweeten the pot.
Oh,
the first draw that doesn't win, I'll send them a little swag pack.
All right, well, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna pull the first one out. This is the first. All right, so that's gonna sit right there. All right. Now I got 2 left. One of these 2 people is going home, or I'm gonna send to their home Dayton DSP. Oh, sorry, I didn't do it. All right, so here we go. I keep forgetting. Wait for the Fernando cam. All right, so I got a name here. I apologize to whoever didn't get this, but thank you for entering. You guys, there was a lot of good stories, and so all of you deserve to win. But unfortunately, I only bought 1, and my accountant was mad at that. I'm going to tell you right now. This is the funny thing that we learned about giveaways when we did those, is that it never failed. It never fails when you go to draw number 2, the second person, which my light is killing this.
Yeah.
This says number 2.
It's a number 2.
It's a number 2. All right, so I can't read it. Back it up.
Yeah, come on.
Go slow. Andy, there we go. All right, Andy.
Weaver. Should we read his comment?
No. We don't have that kind of time. Andy, you won. I need you to send me an email to carstereotalk@yahoo.com with your name and address. So, Andy, thank you so much. You had a great story. carstereotalk@yahoo.com, name and address. As soon as we get that, shortly thereafter, I will put this back in the box that they sent it to me on, and I will send it out to you, and then you can start to play. As for the sticker pack that HifiVega is going to send out in reverse order, this is number 3. So, number 3, baby. Paul. Let's say Paul.
Good.
Paul, you won a sticker pack, and for that, where do you want him to send you your information?
HifiVega@gmail.com.
Well, there you go. All right, guys, that's the free stuff for today.
Thanks, man.
Fuego's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
No question about it. I can't wait to go back to California.
Hey,
you know,
it's getting close now. Travel time is almost upon us.
Well, we're gonna have Knowledge Fest in Orlando in June, so that'll be nice. We just found out. Yeah, so we're gonna have that in June. We just found out we're teaching a class in that. They didn't send us an email. We just went onto the schedule and like our name was in the rotation. We're like, oh, I guess we're teaching a class. Okay, cool. Works for me. Trust me, I love teaching classes. I have a blast, and when it's in front of a live audience, oh yay! Earlier the better.
That sucks, man. I wish it was so close to June, because that's when I'm going to be on vacation already.
Yeah, but we'll be in Dallas too. Dallas is coming up, so Dallas is in August. So you know, and I think Kicker will be there. So you just got to get the goofballs to give you get you a pass and come over like Saturday or something.
Yeah,
you know, check it out.
I guess somebody sneak me in.
Just, dude, all you got to do is have Kicker get you a partner pass or some stuff like that. Because, you know, Mark's been there with Mobile Solutions. So, I mean, I don't see any reason why they couldn't get you in. You know, it's not a big deal. Yeah. Andy, the race to get it in before the baby comes starts now. All right. All right. So, side jag, I'm going to tell my story real quick. When I knew I was going to get married. Like when I started dating, I dated Sue for 5 years. Oh, for those of you who don't know, today, which a lot of, why would you know? Today is actually my 31st wedding anniversary. I've been married, 26. We've been dating for 31 years, or we've been together for 31 years, but today is 26 years actually being married.
Congrats, man.
We dated for 5 years, obviously, before we got married. So I knew we were going to get married. It was just a matter of me going, hey, you want to get married? Here's an expensive ring. And her going, when? The next week? Okay. So 26 years today, tax day. And it was the only reason why it was on we picked tax day is because back when we got married, it fell on a Saturday. And I knew the only way to get a Saturday off was either to die or get married. So
that is the car audio day. You got to have it. I mean,
yeah. So it was like, we're getting married on a Saturday. So booyah, here we go. 26 years later. Anyways, where all that comes in, I know 26 years. I just laugh because I know there's some people in the comments that aren't even 26 years old. So it's like, right. Or they're like 28 or 30. And it's like, you were 4, I was getting married. So I wasn't worried about my car stereo. I was worried about my home stereo because I was like, I need to have my home stereo because I'm going to have a home. So it was the race to get all my home stereo stuff before we got married. So I was like, and I still have a lot of it now. Like I still have the amps. I still have the speakers. You know, obviously I just got the new audio control receiver. Oh, so nice. But yeah, it was funny. That was my big race. I got to get because I knew, you know, you're going to get married and you're going to have kids. And, you know, I mean, we still waited 4 years before we had Haley. Or almost 5 years before we had Haley. But
you planned a kid?
We told 100%.
I can tell you the game.
I can tell you the exact conversation of where we were when we started. Like, hey, do you think we should have a kid? Like, I know right where it was at. I know the car I was driving. I could tell you it was a sunny day. And I don't know why that memory has been burned into my head, but I know I don't even remember trying to have her. I just remember the day when we discussed, I think we should become parents. And going, I think that sounds like a spectacular idea. We should go home and try right now.
On the other hand, I remember my wife's like, hey, we're going to be parents. Like, oh, snap.
How did that happen?
Yeah. Oh.
Really? So yeah, went back to broke. Yeah, no,
yeah,
broke. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong, we were broke pretty much our whole marriage. So I mean, Jesus, you know, I work 6 days a week. Jesus, I mean, come on. You know, it's not because I wanted to, or I really don't want to now. But you know, it's just how it is.
What you do.
It's what I do. All right. So we gave away the free stuff. We talked about all the cool movies. We didn't talk about any food. We did mention The Boring Life of Dean and Haley. The Q&A show will be out this weekend, so that's cool. We got some pictures.
We have
talk about some dumb stuff.
Yeah, let me share it. I was trying to go through and see which ones we had already seen.
See all the dumb ones. I mean, let's be honest. Who doesn't mind looking at dumb stuff constantly?
Here we go. This is a little T-tap. This is a little 3-way action right here.
That's called a custom distribution block right there. I don't care how you cut that. That's one of my favorite amplifiers. That's the Kenwood 801.5. That's the older
that's a 5-channel?
That's a 5-channel Kenwood. They still make that amplifier, just they make it in the Marine version, so it's like the 8002 or something like that, or 8001.5. It's the newer version, the 802.5. Everyone just rides them nonsense because those amplifiers always have screw down terminals, which I don't know why people hate those and give them so much grief. Like, I like screw down terminals. I don't mind putting fork terminals on something and screwing it down. Like, every passive crossover on the planet has a screw down terminal. You don't hear anybody bitching about that, but God forbid you put them on the side of an amplifier and it's like,
I hate it when it has the power plugs though. And you're trying to, like, if you want to put one out in it, it's like, dude, this is terrible.
Well, yeah, I guess, but like, who's trying to put 1 aught in an amplifier that had? I mean,
Me. I'm
yeah,
people.
you got a distribution block. Put it 4 inches away. Problem solved.
Quit trying to make sense, man.
Sorry, it's kind of my lot in life, you know. Now
Nice adapter.
This is the great. Okay, so let me ask you this. I know what I wanted to ask you. Go back to full screen for a second. Did you? Okay, not this full screen, just us.
Oh, okay.
Screw that picture for a second.
Yeah.
Did you catch today's install diaries?
No, I did not.
Okay, it is 100% for you. When I was editing it last night, I was like, I wanted to text you last night and go, I'm going to send you a pre-release version of this video so you can watch this right now, because the car we're taking apart, which is an F-150.
Yeah, of course. What else would it be?
I know. So this guy had a system in his truck for years. Like, it's been in there for a while. It's been fingered by everyone under the sun. But the last system he had put in it, they put some CCA wire in it. Okay.
Oh, man.
But this is where it gets good, because this is what you've been waiting for. Okay. So we have the whole piece of CCA wire. Like, it showed up and the fuse holder was laying in the front seat of the car because it broke off of the ring terminal. Okay. So the last, like, you're going to love this, because this is what everyone has been talking about, that, you know, you're trying to test.
Yeah.
This is what I have it all on footage, and it's all there for you to see in nice, stunning color. The whole thing. And it was like, I was just giddy as a schoolgirl when I was, because I'm in my mind, I'm going, dude, I just want to take this part out and go, don't use CCA. Boom, here it is. This is why. You know, I almost want to do a voiceover and just take that footage and be like, all right, this is why this stuff sucks. But the reality of it is, this guy's had this stuff in his car for like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
So it took that long, but you can see how it didn't happen overnight. This damage did not happen overnight. It took years for this damage to happen, and it is severe damage, and it's just wonderful. And what makes me laugh, that speaker, you get to see this tomorrow's video. We get to see how crappy the speakers were installed in this car, and you think that's bad? You ain't seen nothing yet.
I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. Like, yeah, I'm curious. You know, I want to see it happen to me.
No, you don't.
I want it to happen to me so I can get it. Like, hey, guess what? This happened to me.
It's gonna take years. You know, the thing is it's gonna take years. And there again is
if I live by the ocean, it would probably be a lot sooner.
A lot sooner. You live in a dry, snowy state. Yeah. So. Okay. So yeah, I mean, but you know, like that speaker, that's a prime example of like a rushed install that people don't care. Guy walks in, you got a set of internet speakers, and it's just like, yeah, put these in my car. And the guy behind the counter is like, no problem, $50.
Yeah.
And he took a drink just like I did.
And he got some good mid bass out of that too. I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah, the best. It's ported.
Yeah,
I mean, it's ported. Come on.
It's like it's an aperiodic membrane. Oh Lord.
So
he painted it black at least.
I probably used a Sharpie. So we just set up and married 26 years. And we dated for 31. Soon I started dating right around the time I got my job. So we've known each other for a really long time. Like, we went to high school together, although we weren't in the same circles by all. Actually, her boyfriend at the time was a friend of mine because he was a car stereo nut, and I was the go-to car stereo guy. It's kind of my lot in life, it seems like. And we're still friends with them now. Like, there's no animosity there or anything like that. He's happily married. She's happily married. We're still buddies. We'll probably see him when we go on vacation this year. So it's one of those like really cool things. But
this means your nickname next week on your AKA might be Mr. Steal Yo Girl.
Where I was going with this is, so back when I started doing this, dash kits were not aplenty. Like, there was not, every car did not have a dash kit. So like ABS plastic was, you just had ABS plastic because you just needed a flat piece of plastic to router out or cut out or file or whatever it was, some form of trim bezel to mount a radio. So like, back in the early 90s, the late 80s, this would be totally acceptable. Like there'd be nothing wrong with this, but it would be made out of black plastic. I needed some black plastic at the time because I was out of ABS, and I was like, the only thing I could find was a VHS cover. Okay, so those are the VHS movie tapes that we were talking about earlier when we were talking about Blockbuster. You used to be able to get these black ones that had like a little vinyl insert on them, so you could put them on the shelf, and they look like really nice and whatnot. That was all I could find. Like we were out of ABS, we had nothing, but I went home and I was like, I think I know what we can use. I ran home real quick. I grabbed one of those, took the cassette tape out, brought it back, and totally used that to make a dash kit because it was textured just like ABS.
Yeah.
Problem solved. Done deal. The best one of those I've ever seen, aside from cardboard, is some dude took a Bible.
Oh. Did he put it in the binding part or the...
So it was a Chevy, a 10.5 Chevy, kind of like that. And he just kind of like stuck the radio up and jammed the Bible underneath it, sat the radio back on top of it.
I have used a Dollar Tree cutting board for speaker adapters when I couldn't find plastic.
Why not? Oh, totally. Why not?
I mean, they were $1. Yeah, it's plastic.
Dude, I tell you right now, there's guys that still do that professionally. There's guys that will literally go to IKEA and buy up all the cutting boards. And I'm just like,
why would you?
I'm like, you can buy this stuff from plastic companies. Yeah, but this is cheaper.
Yeah. He's like, it's $96 a sheet, bro. This is $1.
Oh, for sure. What do we got going on there
here?
I see. We got an 8-gauge going to a 12-gauge Alpine fuse. Little tiny yellow.
Is this tape like clear?
Yeah, that's like packaging tape. Yep.
Packing tape? Oh my goodness.
So there's an 8-gauge power wire, a little 12-gauge fuse holder, little 30 amp fuse in there. Perfect.
Yeah, some zip ties and tape. I mean, that's how you guys do it, right?
Yes.
It's equivalent, I guess.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Oh, I like this stack job here.
Yeah, that's so the funny part about this though, if that would have been a close back,
that
would have been fine.
Yeah.
It's closed back. I mean, what do you got to worry about? I mean, it's not like the wave getting behind is going to affect it. I mean, the funny thing is I don't think it would matter on that speaker because that speaker doesn't move at all. It moves like this much. It's like from 300 hertz up.
This one's meant to make your ears bleed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
We've seen this one. We've seen this one.
I love that one still, though.
Yeah. It's great. What's not to love?
Did we see this one?
I think we've seen them all now.
I mean, we might have been through all of them. I mean, we were just kind of regurgitating what we had left. I still think that's spectacular.
Yeah, I mean,
whatever it takes. I mean,
it's like the grounds. I seen somebody shared it was from a SEMA build where they were doing a ground, or no, they were doing a power, and they just drilled a screw into the power wire.
Was it midnight?
Through the ring terminal, screw into the power wire, tap the power. SEMA build, bro.
Hey, I mean, that's. I'm gonna sneeze.
Do it.
Try not to
enhance the sneeze.
I don't want to.
That's how my leg cramp was the other day.
So I don't know if I've ever told this story before, but one of my mechanic friends that I have that I've been friends with for like a long time. He's the guy that I call when we're working on something that's like exotic or something like that we're just having like, I don't know what this is. I can call this guy and he's a genius. He knows all this stuff. Like he builds race cars and he knows more about car stuff than any two people I know. And he's also a big audio fan. So like they have a cool shop and they do audio and they do automotive repair and all that. But anytime I have a car question, I call him. And we had done, this guy had an M3, and this was years ago, and it was a Dynan N3. So he bought a bunch of Dynan parts for it, which are just really expensive hop-up parts for BMW. And so it turns out this guy was the guy that was putting all these Dynan parts on it for him because they were the Dynan dealers. And so we did this huge trunk flush. And I know there's a video of it somewhere if you want to see the BMW. It's in Dean's Classic Car Stereo Builds playlist. So we did the full trunk flush, had a big Dynan D in it. It said Dynan and suede across the top. And it was just like a single 12. And there was nothing else in it. It was just this vinyl trunk flush, multicolor, stacked. And it looked really nice. And so what we ended up doing is just a 112 and an amp to power it that was on the back side. So when you fold down the seat, that wasn't finished. Yeah. Because it was because you still needed to be able to get to some of the stuff that was back there for the car. So he's like, don't finish behind the seat so that the mechanics get in there. You could still get to the shock towers and do all that fun stuff. So he didn't want that. He's like, I'll put the seats up. I was like, okay, less work for me. So, the amplifier was back there and it was in typical Dean Stash fashion. There was like probably 200 zip ties for 6 inches of wire. And so this guy's name is Andrew. He calls me up, he actually drove over to our store. He knew who we were. And he drove over and he's like, are you the guy that did the Dynan car? I said, yeah. And he goes, man, I got to shake your hand. And I was like, you really don't. It was pre-COVID though, so I guess it was okay. Yeah. He's like, man, I've worked on tons of cars, and like, you're the first person I've ever seen that like, no one is ever going to see that amplifier, but everybody could see that amplifier and not like, you wouldn't be embarrassed. Yeah. And I was like, well, yeah. And he's like, no, you don't understand. I was like, oh no, don't trust me. I understand what flush panels are for. Yeah, I get the idea. It's like, just put a flush panel over it. We'll hide everything.
And the real psychopaths do the clean wiring and the flush panels.
That would be me.
Yeah.
Flush.
I said what I said.
Yeah. The flush panels were just there to make them feel good.
Well, back in the day, you would see in the magazines, they'd highlight the wire runs like through the floorboard. You see, they'd have it plexi and lit up, and
yeah. Oh, for sure. Those were competition cars, so that was extra points in IASCA for doing that. Brian Mitchell from ARC got to videotape and have him tell us all about. In the video, he sent us the footage of he has LEDs in all his wire runs. So when he was building the car, he has video of like, okay, so the signal is going this way, so the LEDs strobe this way, power is going that way, so all the LEDs are going that way. And it's just like, you did what? He goes, yeah. And so you could see all how, everything's directed and it's different colors for different things. And you're just like, legit, no one is ever going to see this. But he did. It's like only going to be turned on once. Yeah. Because no one will ever see it. You're putting your carpet kit back in, putting the seats back in. No one will ever see this wire any other way. But you have this footage so that when you're sitting there talking to the judge about your car, you have your iPad out and you go, and this is how the wire looks. And you're just like,
did he use directional wire as well?
No, of course not.
He should have.
Of course he did. Come on. He does things. In case he was the guy that came dressed as a gorilla to our show that one night. He's insane. He's the greatest guy you'd ever meet. Like, if you ever get the opportunity to go to one of these, he was at the show that you were at, and there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know if he had the XLR or the other hybrid car that he has, but he's won it before. He's actually won the show. He's won them all, man.
70 some cars.
Yeah. He's a super competitor. So like he has like a ring for each finger. He's the guy. Like
Michael Jordan of car audio.
He's he's one of them. He's like that Olympics team that we had that one year where it was like, we can have NBA players play in the Olympics? Like professional? Yeah, he's part of the dream team.
Oh man. Have you ever bought something and wondered if you can actually hear the difference, or it's because you bought it with the promise of hearing the difference?
It is my life.
Like, I think I hear it. I'm pretty sure it made a difference.
That is 100% my life right there. I've gotten to the point in my life where it's just like, You know, I just wanted it. And is it different? Probably not. But you know what?
It makes me happy.
Yeah. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I mean, you know, like we bought these end tables this weekend, and they came and they were the wrong color. Like there was supposed to be a light wood top. Yeah, exactly. Directional CA wire direct into the trash can. That's the direction it needs to face. And it came darker than I thought. And I looked at them and I said, these are the ugliest tables ever. And Susie goes, you're going to send them back? I'm like, no, I already unboxed them. And like, I'm not going to box them back up. She goes, what are you going to do with them? I said, I'm going to put them in where we bought end tables. They're going in wherever end tables go. I said, listen, the old ones were ugly. These are ugly. I really don't think it matters. It's just they're functional. They serve more function. I said, I don't care. I just want to do end tables. Now I have them. I don't have to think about it anymore. She's like, you're insane. I was like, no, why? What did you buy?
No, I'm just thinking about directional cables. Like, I remember reading about them and that they wrap the wire in a certain way to help flow and all this. And I'm like, people have to buy this and be like, yeah, I can tell the difference.
The reason why, like, for example, like the Stingers and why they're directional, or there's a drain wire. Okay, that's connected at one end and not the other. Yeah. So what happens is that the drain wire is wired. If you put them in the right direction, the drain wire is wired in so that if any of the noise that gets picked up on the outside wire, it will not carry it through to the other side. So it goes to the direction of dumping that into a spot that is not going to be reamplified. So that's the idea behind directional cables. The problem is that most people that create directional cable don't add that drain wire. They just put directional on the side of it, and they're like, it's twisted, and you gotta go. Yeah. It's like, if I turn it this way, it's the same as if I have it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everyone says they have to be directional. Oh.
There's directional HDMI cables as well.
And I think mine are backwards.
They might be. Now that might be. I mean, I don't know what to do. I don't know much about HDMI cables.
I did look at a pair of new fiber optic HDMI cables.
Oh.
So they have new digital HDMI cables to where there's a DAC on either end, and they're for long straight runs. Yeah. So that you know, when you're doing like 25-foot runs, so you don't degrade the signal. And I was like, so like there's a USB power supply on either end, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And then today we were going through. Yep, go ahead.
No, go ahead, finish that, because then I'll show you something.
I was gonna say today we were going through the stuff that I've bought over the previous whatever, and I didn't even realize I bought Audison makes a digital to SPDIF converter as well as 1/8 inch to SPDIF. So on the front it has a digital in, and it has a coax digital in and an aux in, and that'll convert that over to an SPDIF out. And I bought one. I didn't realize I bought it. And I was looking through the catalog, and because we're trying to find something specific. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And I look up, oh shit, we have one of these. I didn't even know I bought it. I was like, oh my gosh.
Pastine thought these were cool as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Future Dean's gonna think these are cool one day and be like, hey, we got one. I can play with it right now.
That's so awesome.
That's life, man. That's how you do. So I've ordered something that's come from the lowest common denominator here that I wanted to test.
Okay. So, what does that say? Beats. Beats. Oh, you got a Beats set of headphones?
Yeah, I got the Beats Flex. They're $50. They have the W1 chip in them.
Okay.
So just like the AirPods, so they pair to all your Apple devices really easy.
Yeah.
And,
well, which makes sense. They own Beats.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean,
they're $50.
I'm not an in-ear guy. For $50, it's almost stupid. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you guys are out there. No, hey, listen, it's what it is. It's what it is. I mean, you know, luckily you're at a position in your life where $50 on a pair of headphones that may or may not sound good. It's something you can do. And you know, it's where you're at in your life. Perfectly okay.
I want to compare them to this $50 set of headphones.
Who are those? Kicker. Oh,
these also cost $50.
Well, you know, you could have just had if you gave him your old ones and cut them in half, you could have just gotten them for free.
I remember that. I remember it was in a magazine, or maybe it was at the store, the local shop.
I don't know. They told me the story when I was standing there going, "What are these for?" Because, dude, I went into the gift shop at Kicker, and I spent like I had Haley on the phone. I was like, "All right, what do you want?" She's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "We're in the gift shop. What do you want?" I was like, "Here are the shirts. Tell me which one you want." So I think I spent like $180 in the gift shop. I bought everything.
We didn't even go in that gift shop when we
Oh,
went.
well, and Lori, this was the first time we went there, and Lori's like, "Why did you buy all this stuff?" I was like, "I'm not going to ask you for that. It's a freaking, I'll buy this stuff." And she's like, "Yeah, but," I was like, "No, it's okay." The next time we went, she's like, "You go in that gift shop and buy anything, I'm going to smack you." And I was like, "Okay, relax. It's okay." It's like, "No, you're doing us a favor. I can give you a damn t-shirt." And I was like, "Okay. I want the one that says Woofers."
Speaking of the gift shop, they had the Kicker, the BF 400s, the Bullfrogs.
Yeah.
Right now, that is my car stereo.
Oh, really?
Because I've got everything unhooked, and I just decided to switch the system up and get everything hooked up in the Trooper. So there's nothing hooked up except the Bullfrog. I just hooked up the Bluetooth, and
so we have, we got 2 of the mediums and 1 of the smalls.
Yeah.
Years ago when we were doing when we were doing our push for the Bullfrog during the summer, because we always try to have some kind of fun with somebody during the summer because a lot of people are home, and so we went to them and we were like, "Hey, we'd really like to do something for the Bullfrog to kind of like get people interested in it. We'll play music at the beginning of our show, and we'll have them out there where everyone can see, and we'll just have some fun with it, and we'll give one away." And so they sent us those, and they sent me 1, and I was like, "Well, you can pair 2." They're like, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, you better send me a second one." They're like, "Okay." And I was like, so that was years ago. So Haley has the little tiny one that looks like a pop bottle.
Yeah.
And that one is the coolest one out of them all. And like, if you got to buy one of those and like you have a pool, that's the one to get, because you can literally throw it in the pool and it will rotate so the speakers are up. So it will automatically, like, it won't spin. It's weighted, so it'll just speaker up and just float in the pool. And I think there was a Boring Life where we actually did that.
I remember it. I remember you doing that. Yeah.
Yep. And we wanted to do that at some point, and so we never got around to it. But I was like, and then the other Bullfrog, I mean, you can literally just chuck them and do everything you want with them. But so I think Fernando ended up with one of them he took home, because I was like, "Dude, why don't you take one of these home?" Because they have a pool, and they're like, he's out there like playing his phone and stuff. I'm like, "Dude, we literally have a Bullfrog sitting right there not doing anything. Take the damn thing home and use it." He's like, "Oh, yeah." I was like, "Yeah," because he's over there going, "I think I'm going to buy a Bluetooth speaker." And I'm like,
we probably got 20 of them sitting here somewhere.
We got one right there. Alpine has one now that I want to get my hands on.
Wasn't that one system a Bluetooth that had a sub and everything?
Yeah. And I think they sold that to Jeep, because in the Jeep JKs, in the Jeep JL or the Renegade, when you fold the seat down, there's a little tiny Bluetooth speaker that on docks from the back that you can take with you in the premium audio system. And I was like, "Oh, shoot, that's pretty cool." And it's a non-branded Alpine system that they have in that, which really is annoying because they don't put the Alpine badges on it anywhere. And you're just like, "What happened, guys?" Contract disputes? I mean,
and Alpine's making
the Macintosh system.
Yeah, see, you're the one that told me and Derek, because we were talking about that last night.
Yeah.
And I thought you were the one that told us about that it was actually an Alpine, which means it's probably pretty good quality.
Well, that's why they moved to Detroit, was to be closer to the auto industry, and that's the first product to come out of that move is the Lincoln Macintosh system.
Yeah.
Macintosh, like, we just did the MC420, which I know you
sick.
Dude, come on. It was insane. Yeah. I was like, dude, when that guy handed me that, I was like,
yeah.
As soon as he opened up and goes, "Yeah, see, look, you guys sold it to me," I go, "Dude, that's my writing."
I know. When I seen that, I seen someone in the comments. I seen quite a few like, "Oh, I'd buy that." Like, dude, Dean sold this to somebody. It's got his handwriting. Like, you're never ever getting this out of Dean's hands.
Never. No reason at all. You'll never see it. It'll probably come home at some point, and if I can ever get this room like started.
Yeah.
But I don't even know where we're going. We side-jagged that one way too far left. But anyways, who cares? It's been a lot of fun. We talked some cryo. Oh yeah, Dean gets to talk. We're to ask questions of Jeff Smith this Saturday. All right, so it's the end of the show. Cool. Thank you guys so much for playing with us. What do you have going on? Because I know I'm gonna ramble. What do you got?
I'm gonna do an old school SPL challenge run this weekend sometime, and I had that video up. So
awesome.
That'll be my video. I got to get it in because it ends May 5th. So
okay, that's cool.
That's what I got coming up.
All right, Saturday, Fernando's off. So I got Jeff Smith to come in, and we're going to do DSP Talk number 2. So if you haven't seen DSP Talk number 1, by all means, please go back and watch it just so you can get caught up. He answered a ton of questions during that one, so let's not have the same question twice. There is a post on YouTube that you can comment on. There's a picture that has, Jeff Smith, the American flag. So if you go to the comment or to the community section of 5-Star Car Stereo, there is a picture. It's the only thing on there. You can ask your questions there. Or if you go to the 5-Star Instagram page, there is that same picture there, and you can leave a comment down below. So there's 2 places you can go and leave a question for Jeff Smith. Of course, I'm going to take the best questions. And so far, the ones that we have are fabulous. There's some really good questions, so I'm super excited to have Jeff Smith on. And oh my gosh, did you catch the end of Monday's show by chance? Did you ride out the whole thing?
No, I didn't. I had to dip out. What happened?
Somebody goes, Jeff Smith. They call him like the industry's like dark chocolate or something.
Oh, no.
Dude, it was the best comment ever. Both Fernando and I just started laughing. I hung up with the show and I immediately called him. I was like, dude, you're not gonna believe this. And he just it was great. I was like, dude, I need to have that made into a shirt. That was I'd get killed for being racist or something, but man, it was freaking awesome. Oh, it was so awesome. C note for the Macintosh. What? No, not a chance. Yeah, we could talk Macintosh stores. Maybe we'll talk those next week. But yeah, so Jeff Smith will be on Saturday. Super excited about that because I'm just gonna just let him talk. That's what this is there for. He's the man.
Want to know about DSP and tuning? He's the guy.
He's the guy. He and I, when we get I went to him about a year ago and I said, dude, let's do a podcast. Just you and I. We'll do a podcast. Pick a night. We'll do it maybe once a month. Whatever's working for you. And, the thing is he's so busy and we're so busy. We've never been able to, because I got a couple guys that it's like, dude, if I had nothing to do, like the guys that want to do podcasts, I was like, let's do a podcast. I'm like, oh, dude, I totally want to do. I was like, oh, we could kill it. Oh yeah, I need that 9 to 5 thing too. God damn it.
for now, anyway.
Yeah.
Jeff is too cool to be pinned down.
It's Gigolo Jeff, baby. It's Gigolo Jeff. Yeah. But no, so those are the 2 places you can go and ask questions. I'm going to pick the best ones and, of course, narrow them down because everyone likes to type an autobiography. It's like there's a question in there somewhere. Let's just get to it. So
give me the meat. Like I tell them all.
Give me the meat. So for those of you who've never seen the Saturday show or you missed it or whatever, it's Saturday, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And, of course, anytime after that, it's up and for you to watch. It's Car Stereo Talk with Dean and Fernando on the 5-Star Network. So super excited to have that. Of course, part 3 of the F-150 911. So if you saw the first one, we called it Upgrade or 911.
Yeah.
We left that up to you guys to decide. And everyone was like, definitely 911. So it's like, okay, we'll call it 911. So, but that part 3 will be up tomorrow. So that's it. That's what we got. Boring Life will be up Saturday. Q&A show with Haley and I. So people like those. She's like, dude, people love when we do Q&A. So I was like, really? She's like, yeah. I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah. She's like, I don't understand it. We can go to a theme park and do all this crazy stuff and do all this neat and and then we'll go and we'll do this. We'll just sit at the table and talk about some dumb stuff. And it's like, everyone watches that one. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. It's better than eating those shitty peeps.
Lord.
Oh my God, those were horrible.
Y'all took one for the team. for sure.
Well, she goes, we should do one eating Laffy Taffy. I said, we'll have one viewer.
Yeah, me.
Exactly.
It'd be me. You can also eat the jelly beans. Although I haven't eaten candy in 2 weeks.
Good for you. Why?
So I'm gonna give up candy. I don't know.
You're gonna give it up?
Be less fat. I'm gonna give it up for a little while. We'll see.
I mean, hey, it's funny as you like. I've given up red meat. Obviously, I haven't eaten red meat in probably 8 or 9 years, and chicken wings were the other thing. So like my doctor was like, what are your 3 favorite things? I go, chicken wing, pizzas, and French fries. And he's like, all right, we need to change that. And I was like, it's going to be really hard. So out of those 3,
choose 2 out of 3.
Yeah. So chicken wings to me were like the easiest thing to give up because I was like, all right, I don't really need chicken wings, but God damn it, I need. So what was like Tuesday night? Yeah, Tuesday night, the girls are gone. So I went into the freezer and I was like, what am I going to have? I was like, dude, we got chicken wing. I'm sorry, we got pizza, DiGiorno's, and we got French fries. Oh, baby. And they both take a half hour to cook. Ah!
There you go.
400. It's going to be a good night.
You know what's been killing me, man? Egg rolls. Egg rolls in the air fryer. They're freaking amazing, dude.
I don't doubt that for a minute. I love everything they cook in the air fryer. Like, I would have rather them be home because then I would have said, hey, could one of you guys do these, like this air fryer French fry thing? Because they taste way better in the air fryer. Yeah. But there's just certain things I don't really want to learn how to do.
Yeah. Well, that's how my wife tells my daughter, you make the best cookies. So go ahead and make the cookies, please.
Oh, well, there's no question about it. They make the best cookies.
Right.
All right. Last thing before we head out of here. Haley goes to me the other night. She goes, dude, there's this company that delivers cookies. They're like midnight cookies or something like that, or late night cookies or something like that. I go, Insomnia cookies. Okay.
Dude,
yeah.
I already know what you're.
Okay. Come on. So there's one example. I know. I'm sorry. Yeah. And I don't know. Obvious reasons. And she goes, dude, there's this Insomnia cookie company. I go, yeah. She's like, yeah, man, we should get some cookies. I was like, they probably don't have one in our area. Like the closest one is in Tampa, so they're way out of our area. And I go, she's like, yeah, but they'll deliver fresh cookies. And I go, Haley, open the refrigerator on the right-hand side. There is 4 packs of cookies that are waiting to be put into the oven and made. If you want fresh cookies, I can tell you right now, 15 minutes, we will have fresh, hot cookies. She's, yeah, but they're not delivered. I'll put them on a plate and walk them over to you, okay? I mean, Jesus, man.
You added the hell out of her. That's what you did.
Oh,
dude, those
God.
Insomnia cookies, like if you ever go to one, they have like their own special milk blends.
Oh, really?
Dude, it's
all right, well, maybe
highly recommend.
All right, so if they have a store, we'll probably have to do like a special Saturday drive out there in the boring life. I will tell you this. We had one guy come down from New York, okay, to have us. This is when we did his Explorer. It was like a 2020 Ford Explorer. Drove down from New York. He sent us a box of cookies, okay? Each one of these cookies weighed 1 pound.
Wow.
Okay. These are all handmade. Like, they have this whole thing like Instagram or Facebook, and they literally go, okay, it's Tuesday. This is what we have. Okay, and people just gone. This is what we're making this week. It's like we're making 10 of these, we're making 20 of these, we're making 50 of these, and it's like, okay, and people just buy them up and they disappear. And it's like next week they do the same thing. And then he brought, and in the car, he brought with him bags of fresh bagels. So when he was leaving New York, he literally drove in, grabbed a bunch of fresh bagels, drove them down to us. So like we had fresh bagels that morning. I was like,
that's freaking awesome.
You're really killing me on the job we're going to have to do for you.
Dude, they like fresh bagels, especially like New York. Oh, man.
Oh, they're spectacular. It was the best like 3 days ever. I mean, I was like, and it kind of made it feel a little less worse or a little. Yeah, that wasn't even English. Because we had to physically take the doors off of the Explorer to run wire through them. So we had a 2020. We're literally taking the doors off the car and setting them on blankets so that we could run wires through the boots.
Awesome.
And I was like, we really going to do this? I'm like, yeah. All right.
I'm Dean, aren't I?
And dude, we literally take the doors off and we took the plastic inserts out of the doors to do all the roadkill in it. It was a nightmare. I mean, I think in the 2 front doors, I think Fernando in the 2 front doors was probably a day and a half. Easy day and a half. Maybe even 2 days total.
So
It
he was down there a few days then from New York.
Oh yeah. It was just, dude, it was a full big thing. You know, it was like he was getting K2s all the way around, sound treatment all the way around, like full ground zero kit in the front door, full ground zero kit in the rear door, multiple amplifiers, DSP.
Wow.
It was insanity. Yeah, so it took a couple days. It wasn't a quick one. And that's what, you know, and we didn't film it because even though we had it for a couple days, we had to get it done. It's like lately, it's like everyone's like, "Oh, are you going to film this?" I'm like, "Listen, dude, I would love to film this, but we have exactly 2.5 days to get your car done. We can't go 3 because at half, the next car is waiting."
Yeah.
All right. That takes us to Friday. All right. And we have to be done by Friday because Saturday, we've already got 3 cars waiting to come in to get radios put in. So it's like
filming ads. So anything you're doing, filming ads times 1.5.
We're pretty good at it as far as like we have a really good structure of doing it, but it's like we know we have to we need an extra hour and a half. If we have that, we're golden. But right now, we don't have it, and it sucks because it's like I'm looking through our log of I'm like, okay, it's time to bust out the cameras. We got to start filming again. We're running out of pre-roll or pre-recorded, so it's like crap. So next couple cars, they're all getting filmed. Woo! You know. But anyways, we went long. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. You know where to find us every Thursday night. Same bat time.
Same bat channel.